Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 22nd of April. My name's Phillip Kingston.
I'm Gary Peer.
And I'm Adam Josky.
Yes, and it's great to have you on camera today on GPTV, Adam, because this is a bit of an Elstonwick special.
It is.
And you are the Elstonwick specialist.
He's the Elstonwick man, Phil. It is Easter Tuesday. Isn't that a beautiful thing?
And how good was it to be away, Gary? You were away, I wasn't. I was hard at work, but where did you go?
Yeah, I've been to Sydney, Philip. It was lovely. Had a lovely time.
Yep, what did you do in Sydney?
Oh, I had a ball, found some of Sydney's finest eateries, Philip. Had a bit of a break, but spent a lot of time emails responding to you, Philip.
Did you go to Bondi Beach, which is an area that your gorgeous wife grew up in and knows so well?
Well, you can see the tan. I mean, it's a giveaway, isn't it? You know I've been there.
I've got to tell you, Gary,
Is
you
that
look
a
like you've been to the snow, actually.
Phil, I think we should be talking about this weekend's upcoming auctions, and after that, we want to talk about where we are, and let's hear a little bit from Adam about the suburb we're in.
Well, we could do that, Gary. Having said that, I'm not going to take any of that from you because I want to talk about this house immediately.
No, but you're not going to, Philip,
Okay,
because this
well,
weekend on Saturday, Philip, our first auction at 10:30 is at number 4 at 5, Huntley Street, Glen Huntley. Tell us about this one, Mr. Kingston.
Well, Gary, this is a great apartment. It's 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space in a great spot. And I've got to tell you, if you're looking to invest money, you couldn't go wrong with investing money in Glen Huntley.
Phil, Glenn Bricker has the pleasure of presenting a property in Orong Road to the market this Saturday at 10:30am, and that happens to be apartment number 6 at 323 Orong Road, St Kilda East. Why don't you tell us about it, Phil?
Well, it's directly opposite our office, Gary, and what a great apartment because you can be part of the Alma Village vibe. And a bit of an announcement, Gary. The Alma Village supermarket was sold apparently last week.
Is that
By
right?
tender?
By tender, I've been told the name of the new owner of that property.
Oh, I'm just hearing this for the first time.
Unfortunately, I can't announce it. The only
Right.
thing that
Can we
I
talk
can
about the price?
I can't do that either. But the only thing that I can say is that, assuming my information is correct about the new buyer,
Yes.
I'm looking forward to the Alma Village finally coming together with the redevelopment of the supermarket and about 50 or 60 apartments above it. So that's pretty exciting. Anyway, let's talk specifically about this apartment.
Well, if you buy this apartment, what you're saying is you're going to have this incredible complex across the road.
Well, I think
most likely.
I think that redevelopment's going to push up the value of all of those properties along Orong Road. So 6 at 323 Orong Road, St Kilda East, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and just a really good location.
A really good size too.
Now, usually we would be saying, well, Adam Josky's found this property in Oakley Road at 11:30am, which goes to auction on Saturday, Philip, and we'd be talking a bit about it, but we can just ask Adam himself.
Let's cut to the Oracle, Gary.
Oh, the Oracle of Oakley Road. Tell us about it.
This is a very, very nice property. It's a brand new townhouse, never been lived in.
Never been lived in.
Never been lived in. That's why it's brand new.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely immaculate. It's a really, really good size. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Great part of Carnegie that's had a lot of growth in the last couple of years, and goes to auction this weekend.
Now, not long after that auction, Philip, at 1:30, we have a young man, Alex Campbell is his name. That is his name, and he does a lot of business in that Carnegie Glen Huntley area. And he's bringing to the market a wonderful home where there's been lots of interest, and that is at 143 Neeram Road, Glen Huntley. Tell us a little bit about this property, Philip, because I think this could be a ripper.
Well, Gary, and congratulations to Alex Campbell, who is one of our newest sales recruits and doing really well with us. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking for 3 cars. This really is a complete package because we've got land, we've got a double-fronted house, and walking distance to the vibe and all of the exciting things that Glen Huntley has to offer. Great home.
Now, getting back to Elstonwick, Phil, and we always love it in Elstonwick. I grew up in Gordon Street, and around the corner from Gordon Street and Gleneye Road, there is a home coming up, Philip, on Sunday at 172 Gleneye Road, Elstonwick. Take it away, tell us about this one.
Well, Gary, this is an interesting house because if you have a look at this, this is kind of the Ripponlea subdivision, I'm going to call it that anyway, really between Gordon Street and Elizabeth Street. There are a lot of these 1950s and 1960s cream brick veneer houses, like the one that you grew up in, Gary.
Yes, I did.
And they're really good houses because they've got great floor plans, they're easy to move straight into, but they're also very easy houses to renovate and add a modern 2014 overhaul to. So that's a good home. We've got the land, we've got 3 or 4 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, off-street car parking. That's a really good house.
Phil, we're going to be in Queens Road, Melbourne on Sunday morning at 10:30am. Leon Gusenfit is selling this terrific property. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, Gary, you can't beat Queen's Road, particularly if you're a Grand Prix fan, because you get seats to the Grand Prix, and I'm actually just making that up on the spot. I don't know whether that guarantees you seats, but
It should, though.
It certainly
Should. It doesn't, it
certainly means you can smell the petrol and hear the noise once a year. But Queen's Road's a tremendous address because you've got access to the city easily. You've got access to Albert Park, St Kilda Road, access to the eastern suburbs. Really good investment, I think.
We've just sold a block of land in Kieron Street, Phil. We now have a house coming up on Sunday at 11:30am, number 17 Kieron Street. Tell us a little bit about this
Well,
home.
I love this house, Gary. Architect designed and built under architectural supervision. A beautiful home, 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, lock-up garage for 2 cars, home theatre. Everything that opens and shuts, Gary, doesn't get more stunning than that house in Kieron Street.
I don't believe there's enough Spanish mission-style homes going around, but we are going to be offering one to the market on Sunday, Philip, at number 1 George Street. You have the auction honours. Tell us about this fine home, Philip. It's going up at 12:30.
Well, Gary, this has got some development upside because it's in the Alma Village precinct. So certainly the City of Glen Eira has designated that as available for more intensive development.
Right.
And it's a really good house. So we could either sell this to somebody who wants to move in, refurbish the home, or do a development there subject to council approval.
It's a great spot too. A lot of people don't know George Street. How many houses would be in that street?
In George Street, actually, if I count them, I think there's
Probably 4.
1,
That's about
2, 3,
Yeah.
4,
Yeah.
maybe 5.
Yeah.
You're right.
A good story about this
Beautiful
house.
spot.
It used to have a swimming pool. Looks like the pool's gone.
Yes,
But
there is
there
no
was a
swimming
pool there, and when Harry Lustig opened it last time we sold it, there was the days before pool fences were required.
Yep.
And there was this canvas over the pool.
Yes.
And this little baby, you wouldn't believe, crawled on the canvas, and Harry was going, "Come back, come back."
Really?
And it was just dipping. It wasn't dangerous, but wouldn't have drowned, but just kind of started getting his little feet wet. So that was an interesting one. The old days of real estate.
Unbelievable.
That's a
So
good story.
if you've got a swimming pool that doesn't conform to the Pool Fencing
Yes.
Act,
Make sure Harry's there.
it's law that you have to have a pool properly
Yes.
pool fenced, and there are
Yes.
significant penalties and fines if you don't do it.
And so there should be.
And absolutely, Gary, because the last thing you want to do is have a accident at your swimming pool.
And canvas doesn't cover it?
Canvas definitely doesn't cover it.
Don't think so. Or just get rid of the pool like they did. Phil, you're bringing down the curtain Sunday, 2:30pm in Stephen Street. That fine property that we shot GPTV from a few weeks ago. Tell us about that.
Well, it's just the most magnificent properties. Congratulations again to Harwich Homes,
Yes.
who have yet again produced one of Glen Eira's best projects. He's an award-winning builder, and if he hasn't won any awards, he should have won some awards
Yes.
by now. Because
We gave him an award, didn't we?
He really
gave
is
him the Gary
fabulous.
Peer Office Award.
But this is the front villa home, one of only 3. Probably one of the best developments I've ever seen, and also with the recent changes to the City of Glen Eira planning scheme, unlikely that this will ever be repeated. So its value is pretty much protected, Gary.
So the post-Easter period begins, Phil, as we go in through autumn and into winter.
Yep.
Let's talk about, though, where we are right now, Phil, because this home has not been offered to the market for some 18 years, and it has a bit of history about it because this home at 73 Allison Road, Elstonwick, is coming up for auction on Sunday, May the 18th, Philip, at 12:30. You have the auction honours. Mr. Adam Josky is going to be handling the file. And what a great home this is, Phil. Tell us a bit about this floor. You can hear the birds chirping. Tell us a bit about it.
Well, I don't reckon this is just a home, Gary. This is really a lifestyle because from the moment you arrive at this property, and firstly, Allison Road is one of the best addresses in Melbourne, let alone Elstonwick, but you arrive here, it's what we call a picture postcard perfect facade. So the facade's great, but you open up. We'll get to the back garden in a moment. This is a house that's just got genuine warmth and great feeling, because as soon as you walk through the front door, there's something about this house that's really quite captivating, but in a really homely, warmly way. We're sitting in the kitchen, which is reminiscent really of a farmyard kitchen, overlooking land. And as Mark Twain, the famous American novelist, said many years ago, he said, invest in land, they're not making any more of it. And we're sitting here overlooking the back garden, which has got a fire pit, it's got a vegetable garden, it's even got a chook run, it's got a home office or apartment.
And it faces this studio or study or whatever. It's
There was an
magnificent.
art school. It's north facing at the rear. We're on 950 square metres of land approximately. So you really do feel like you're on holidays in the country when you're in this property. So
the extra unit outside, Phil, is something really special.
incredible.
And there was an art school here for many years that was called Art Encounters, or the Melbourne
Bit of an
Studio.
institution, wasn't it?
It was a bit of an institution. In fact, my kids both attended here, and I remember once trying to get my son down from the tree out there. That was interesting, but he did come down the next day. No, he did get down eventually, but it is a beautiful home. You're going to have a lot of fun selling this one, Adam.
Yeah, look, it's a beauty, and I was going to say a lot about it, but Phillip basically said everything that there is to say.
Much took all your thunder.
Yeah.
But 950 square metres in what would have to be certainly top 2, 3, 4 streets in Elsternwick. On the north side, it doesn't get any better.
Well, I think it was a top street in Elsternwick. I lived in this street for some 12 or 13 years, and you lived in the next street.
Well, values definitely did improve, Gary, the day you sold your property.
That's right. And he moved out.
I just want to talk to Adam briefly because he's our Elsternwick man. Certainly, very few people have sold as much real estate in Elsternwick as you have, Adam. And yes, you did live in the street in Seymour Road.
Yep. Next street to here.
Yeah.
Tell me your top 3 things that you love about Elsternwick. And when I say top 3, you could have 50 top things that you loved about Elsternwick. What's your top 3?
Look, when I lived in Seymour Road, we were there for 8 years. The only reason we moved is because we had our 3rd child, and I couldn't wait any longer for a bigger house to come up in Seymour Road, otherwise I would have bought it.
Yeah.
Had you been able to afford it?
Had to be, that's right. But look, there's parks everywhere, Seymour Road in particular, and Allison Road. You've got Halston Park in the street that backs onto both streets.
Our kids have grown up there, haven't they?
Absolutely.
We didn't have the same.
No, not together. No,
That's right.
no. Look, it's a great suburb for that, and certainly here in Allison Road as well as Seymour where I was, were within 100, 200 metres of Glenhuntly Road. Yep. So it's so central to everything. 5 minutes one way to the or 10 minutes to the beach.
That's very nice, Adam. But the question is, what's your top 3? So
well,
I think we've established the
Park Street,
Halston Street Park,
and there's others, of course, around the shops.
Certainly, shops and transport with Glenhuntly Road. What would be a 3rd? I think the people are not. Look, it's a very young suburb. It's got a very young feel, so a lot of young families are moving into it. So it has a real community feel.
And a real village.
Are those 3 okay for you?
Those 3 are pretty good. So
I can give you another 3
real
if you want.
village feeling.
Yes,
so
yes.
Your top 3 are the parks,
Yep.
Glenhuntly Road shops, cafes, restaurants, public transport, and number 3 is your village feeling.
Yep.
And I reckon that summarises Elsternwick.
And I've got a top 20, so I can give you the rest. There's the other 17,
you know what? For those
if
viewers
you'd
that
like.
want to see Adam's top 20, send him an email because
Do it.
he's just desperate to get that out to you.
Exactly right. Let's see if he's bluffing or true. I think he probably is true.
And at the risk of alienating any other cafe trader in Glenhuntly Road, of which there are scores now of cafes, what's your top cafe that you're enjoying at the moment?
At the moment, spending a lot of time at Loco in Glenhuntly Road. Actually, there's a whole lot within probably 30 metres of Orong Road.
And
they're all
Ernest
very, Ernest V, which is I think 2 doors down.
Yeah,
So
it's also good.
there's a huge influx of. It's got a real cafe lifestyle around here. So there's a huge influx of cafes, and they're all very good because they've all got to compete with each other.
And we were having lunch together, all 3 of us actually, at Loco not so long ago, and they had this fantastic chicken quinoa salad.
Fabulous.
So
Super
for those
food.
of you that haven't tried the Loco quinoa chicken salad, hopefully when you do go in, it's still on the menu. If it's not, just call it back by popular demand.
Why not? Well, there's a bit of information about Elsternwick. It is a great suburb. We've both lived in these streets, so we can certainly recommend them firsthand. And it's a suburb where people don't move very often, and that's sort of unfortunate.
Which is the only thing that we don't like about Elsternwick.
No, we want
they don't get turned over enough.
We want people moving every 2 or 3 years, but they're way too happy in the suburb for that to happen. So it is a very tightly held suburb. Thank you for your views. We look forward to seeing you here in Allison Road and in Elsternwick, out and about, looking at quality real estate, of which we will keep you informed of all of the happenings that are going on in the marketplace.
Gary, as it is the Elsternwick edition, really, of
It is.
GPTV, I've got a bit of a giveaway today. Not
what
that we discussed this, but I
What's
thought
he
I'd
doing now?
just make it up on the spot.
No cars,
It's
please,
a
no
car,
cars.
just to say.
No, because this is an Elsternwick special,
Yes.
and we're all regulars at the Classic Cinema, which is one of the best cinemas in Melbourne.
Doesn't get better.
we're going to give away 10 double passes to a movie of your choice at the Classic Cinema. So if you'd like a double pass to the Classic, send us an email at ideas@garypeer.com.au. Hopefully we'll be able to convince the Classic Cinema to donate those. If not, we'll have to kick the money in ourselves.
Well, that's exactly right.
And we can give them a list of our top 100 things in Elsternwick.
That's right.
Right, I've done 1,000 maybe. It's all happening in Elsternwick, isn't it? That's for sure. Well, we look forward to seeing you next week on GPTV. Have a great Anzac Day weekend. Remember the Anzacs and what they did for our country. We will look forward to keeping you informed with the real estate news. Goodbye, Adam. Thanks for coming on our show.
Thanks for having me.
Lovely to have you here. Phillip?
Have a great week, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Bye.